Hello and welcome to the VTech channel. In this episode we're talking to Mark Rushton from VTech and Lorna Garrett, co-founder of Garland Partners. Today we're talking about remote production. Is it a case of London calling? Let's see.
So Mark, what does remote production mean in terms of optimising studio facilities to help drive workflow efficiencies in every live production on any scale? Tell me, in your opinion, what is remote production?
Okay, so simplistically, if we say that it's about taking an event feed from a location, let's say London, and sending that back across a network, satellite, internet, fibre, cellular, to your production centre, and that could be, for example, in New York.
So at the production centre, that's where you're going to do all the productions. So literally on site, live, you just need your camera crew and your talent. Is that what you're saying?
It's certainly heading that way, but there are other big advantages as well. Yes, there's less equipment that you have to send to the event, but you've got centralised resources so that you've got permanent equipment in that location that staff are used to, tried and tested, not having to set it up all the time and de-rig it.
Less technical mistakes.
Less technical mistakes is a big one, absolutely. Which obviously leads to things like increased productivity and flexibility.
Yeah.
So maybe more than one event in a day can actually be handled by that production centre.
Wow, that would be a big cost saving, wouldn't it?
Huge.
Yeah.
And one of the things that is often missed is, you're talking about maybe a news operator going out to cover an event. You only have to have him, a camera and an encoder these days.
So not so much need for the OB truck.
Certainly.
So we are seeing reductions in CapEx and OpEx costs. With less people going out, you've got less travel, hotel, drinks in the evening, things like that.
Yeah, but I think there's a third cost that's often overlooked, and that's health and well-being.
Right. Okay.
If you can imagine not having to send your staff out travelling to the remote event, but also their setup time, their de-rigging time, less time away from home, less time spent away travelling in strange environments.
Yeah.
It's a huge and not insignificant cost saving.
And you'll probably have a happier team then, won't you?
You certainly will, yeah.
Okay, so what is really needed then in terms to ensure that this is allowed to happen technically?
Well, I think what you need to do is focus on high quality contribution video from the event itself back to the production facility centre, wherever that happens to be. And I think the easiest thing to do is if we take a look at this slide that we put together. Here you can see multiple cameras picking up feeds from this, in this particular case, a stadium, bringing that back across the internet to your production centre for post-production facility. But there is also a return loop as well. So you've got encoders both at the head end and at the production centre. Okay,
so what you're saying then is we've got the encoding stage, high quality encoders, probably hardware.
Yep.
You've got an unmanaged network, maybe, like the internet, where you may need stream protection.
Most definitely.
Yep, could include IP gateways too.
Yep.
And then decoders at the far end.
Which could be software or hardware, but again, depending on the workflow, you may want them to be synced in terms of time synchronicity.
And interfacing with third-party decoders, for example?
Absolutely, yeah. That's often a must because of legacy solutions in place.
So from a VTech point of view, what sort of things do you have? Okay,
well, we have a wide variety of products from hardware through to software solutions. If you look at the hardware, we've got portable for those events, or even rack-mounted solutions as well.
And those rack-mounted solutions, I understand they're in open gear chassis?
That's right, yes.
Okay.
And the open gear platform is great because it means that you've got the flexibility of mix and matching cards from even different vendors if necessary within that infrastructure.
Okay, and I can see if you were bringing in feeds and then you want to send a return feed out and encoded, decoded cards mixed and matched. Good.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay. And of course, bearing in mind that all the products themselves are adhering to the standards of technology in terms of the codec capability, the resolutions that they deliver, as well as the stream protection. And of course, it's all about your remote contribution meeting your production standards.
Thanks both. Great talk as ever. For more information, go to vtech.com, and in the meantime, take care.